All rise.
You may be seated.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, please raise your right hand. Do you swear by the Almighty God that you will well and truly try the prisoner at the bar, and by our sovereign lady the Queen, that you will give a true verdict having heard the evidence? If so, say, I will.
I will.
Leonard Vole, you are charged on indictment for that you, on the 14th day of October, in the county of London, murdered Emily Jane French. How say you, Leonard Vole, to this charge? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Members of the jury, Leonard Vole, the prisoner, is charged on indictment for that on the 14th day of October, murdered Emily Jane French. To this charge, he pleads not guilty. It is your charge to say whether or not he be guilty after hearing the evidence.
One moment, Mr. Myers. Members of the jury, the proper time for me to sum up the evidence and to instruct you as to the law is after you have heard all the evidence. But because there has been considerable publicity about this case in the press, I just want to say this to you now. By the oath which each of you has just taken, you swore to try this case on the evidence. That means on the evidence that you are now going to hear and see. It does not mean that you are to consider also anything that you have heard or read before taking your oath. You must shut out of your mind everything except what will take place in this court. You must not let anything else influence your minds in favor of or against the prisoner. I am quite sure that you will do your duty conscientiously in the way that I have indicated. Yes, Mr. Myers.
May it please you, my lord. Members of the jury, I appear for the prosecution. My learned friend, Sir Wilford Robards, appears for the defense. This is a case of murder. The facts in the case are simple, and up to a certain point, not in dispute. You will hear how the prisoner, a young man, and you may think not an unattractive man, made the acquaintance of Miss Emily French, a woman of 56. How he was treated by her with kindness and even with affection. The nature of that affection you will decide for yourselves. Dr. White will tell you that in his opinion death occurred sometime between 9:30 and 10 on the evening of the 14th of October last. You will hear the evidence of Janet McKenzie, Miss French's faithful and devoted housekeeper. The 14th of October, it was a Friday, Janet McKenzie's night out. However, on this occasion, she happened to return for a few moments at 9:25. She let herself in with the key, and upon going up the stairs to her room, she passed the door to the sitting room. She shall tell you that in the sitting room she heard the voices of Miss French and that of the prisoner, Leonard Vole.
That's not true. It wasn't me.
Janet McKenzie was surprised, for as far as she knew, Miss French had not expected Leonard Vole to call that evening. However, she went out again, and when she finally returned at 11 o'clock, she found Miss French murdered, the windows smashed, the room in disorder, and the curtains blowing wild. Horror-stricken, Janet McKenzie immediately rang up the police. I should tell you the prisoner was arrested on the 20th of October. It is the case for the prosecution that Miss Emily Jane French was murdered sometime between 9:30 and 10 on the evening of the 14th of October last by a blow from a kosh, and that blow was struck by the prisoner Leonard Vole. I shall now call Inspector Hurd.